So you want to get better with your life, but you're finding yourself in the same position. The dream body you want, or the career, or the relationship that you want, you're finding yourself not progressing in your life. Somehow you end up making an excuse or procrastinate doing something that you're not supposed to be doing. Why do we do this? The problem is you have too many voices in your head. Sometimes it's overwhelming. It ends up making you to not take any action. So you procrastinate scrolling through the social media, or sometimes you end up doing something that you're not supposed to be doing but keep yourself busy. So you rationalize yourself that you kept yourself busy and you did something. Meanwhile, you didn't really do things that it's really required for you to move on to the next steps. A simple solution to this is just break it down into smaller steps and smaller tasks, because we tend to procrastinate when you feel like there's so many things we need to do, or the task seems to be too challenging that we feel like it's not usual, that we're not used to do these things. Then we think, oh, we're not good enough, we need to do more research, I need to prepare more before I do this, or I feel like there's so much energy and work I need to put in, so I need to prepare. So because of that feeling, you tend to go back and then do something that you're not supposed to be doing, or you end up scrolling through the social media or do something else instead of doing the work. So first you write about what you want to achieve, and then write about why you want to achieve them. And after that, you can write about how you intend to achieve them by doing what. All right, let's say you wrote down your goal as English improvement, career, relationship, fitness, and finance. And you want to take everything to the next level. You want to be better at English, you want to be more fit, you want to have a better looking partner or someone smarter. And here you need to identify what you exactly need to do in order to achieve those results. So let's say I want to plan out my goals for English. And I want to do it in a measurable way so that I can track and see how I'm progressing, rather than just thinking I'm doing all right or I'm working towards achieving my goal without knowing exactly what's happening. So measurable in a way that my level currently, which is let's say B1, and I want to get to C1. And in order to get from B1 to C1, what do I need to do? Let's suppose I need to increase my amount of input and then output in both listening, writing, reading, and speaking. And then I increase from 2 hours to 5 hours in both output and input. So therefore, I should be able to reach the target within the next 6 months. But what do I do with those input and output? Okay, break it down again. To increase the input, I need to read more, I need to watch more content, I need to listen to more people speaking, podcast, or other things that I could any possibly think of. And then for output, what do I need to do? I need to make more English speaking friends, writing more journals, speaking to other friends about what I've learned. And then I measure every day whether I'm doing the things that I'm supposed to be doing. So you want to make sure you have these actionable items. So every day you can look at the list and then think what you're doing really well and what you're not doing well. And then if you're not doing well, you got to push yourself to do those better as well. So having this system is really important, because if you don't have them, the likelihood of failing increase a lot. Why? Because you'll be just going off your head saying you will do this, and then sometimes something new came up that you feel like it's more important than studying English at that time, and then you end up leaving those tasks behind and then do the things that you feel like you want to do more, or you feel like it's more important. So you really need to have clear outline goals as actionable items so that you can rely on that every day, not swayed by your emotion, not swayed by other things that happen day-to-day basis. So let's have a look at how you set up your system so you don't lose track of yourself in the middle of the process.
All right, what I like to do here is that I want to start with a big goal, which is to write about your yearly goal. So I different segment, just as I was saying that I break it down into smaller things. And then from there, I break it down into quarterly goals. The reason I did this is simply because when you look at the business and have a look at how many of the different goals they have, comparing their complexity of the directions and goals and the implications to your daily life, your personal life tends to be more simpler than the business, but the business managed to move forward no matter how complex they are. So they break it down into the system that they can manage and track. So then whenever there's something falling off, they can go back and fix them and then move forward. So I approach exactly the same way how the business would do, which is to approach for the bigger goals, which is the yearly and then the quarterly, and then go down into monthly, and then I go into weekly and then a daily. So if you look at quarterly goals from January to March, April to June, what do I want to achieve in order to achieve everything that I want to get to in 2024 in the total? So once I clarify what do I want to achieve quarterly, I go then down into a monthly tracker. I will be putting down really good metrics, important metrics that are really needed in order for me to get to the next level. So I want to get fit body, sure. I need to focus on lifting weights and my weight and then the amount of cardios that I do. And if I want to grow my business, I need to have certain amount of students. How many students do I need to increase each day in order to sustain the level that I want to have or grow the community? So your goal is English, then you will be putting your goals into different segments. For example, input, reading, YouTube, podcast, and then spending time with your friends or partner or watching YouTube, writing. So I would note it down every actionable items into a monthly tracker. And then from there, I track each week how much of hours that I'm putting at the end of the week. So every Sunday night, I go through how well I've spent my week and how proud I am with my progress. So here at the end of the week, let's say I read 5 pages a day and total of 30 pages from Monday to Saturday, for example. And I watched 3 hours of YouTube content and then podcast, 6 hours in total. And spending time with my friends or partner, I went out on Saturday and Sunday just to see my friends and practice English, and also spend time 3 hours on what's that called? HelloTalk, for example, the language exchange app. And then I go into the watching YouTube. What have I watched for how long, and what did I write for how many, and grammar lesson, like how many units that I studied in order to improve my grammar proficiency. So I go through them every week and set up goals for each week so that I can reach the target in the following week. From there, we go on to a weekly tracker. I'll quickly show you what it looks like, and then a daily tracker as well after that. I write down everything about how my week was. So I write it highlights of the week, and I write down what have I not done well and what can I do better next time, and what am I going to focus for the following week. So every week I have been writing this down, which gives me some time to think about how well I really worked on myself to improve my goal. At the same time, what have I not done well, and how can I improve that? Okay, the last but not least, we have a habit tracker. Here you can see the actionable items that I promised to myself that I will be doing this every day, and some of them are ticked and some of them are not ticked. My goal was to reach at least 80% of all time. There's a different phase to life, obviously, and sometimes I go into like a monk mode that I completely isolate myself and I want to reach 100% of everything for a certain amount of certain period of time, and there's some period that I just want myself to reach 80% minimum for every day, and then I will just be happy with that outcome. So this time I'm diversifying my interests a little bit to make a trip to Vietnam while working overseas. So as I plan a farewell party on Sunday and Saturday, I really didn't do anything much, but on the weekday, I try to focus and get them done as much as I could. My students does these goals as well. So if I look at John, he's been doing it very consistent. Hello Talk is something that he's not doing, but everything else you can see that they're pretty consistent. So this will be applicable to yourself as well. Once you note it down what you want to do every day, some things will slack off, like they're not being ticked, and you can clearly see what you're doing well and what you're not doing well. And then if you can see that you need to do more of this but you're not doing it, and then you can obviously spend some time on the weekend to find out and ask yourself like why are you doing it, what's the bottleneck, and how can you change, and what differences can you make in order to continue doing this task, because this is important as well and you don't want to miss it.
If you found the video helpful, please like the video and subscribe to the channel so that I can reach out to more people who needs help. And also, I'll be talking more about topics related to self-discipline, self-development, English tips and relationships and all that to navigate your life better living in Australia or overseas. So stay tuned. Next video will be about finding the purpose, navigating your career path. What do you want to do versus what should you do that you're good at? So stay tuned. I'll see you next time. Thank you.